According to this, I'm fucking live, but I'm totally frozen on Restream. My video is not moving around. I am frozen. This is why I don't use Restream. I mean, when it first came out and I was using it, it was great. I think what happens is the shit because they want you to pay that outrage fee. No. Hell no. That's ridiculous. To go live, you are already live streaming. To go live, stop ongoing live stream. Okay. But if I'm already live, why do I have to stop? I mean, everything other than the video seems to be working on the OBS. I seem to be moving around. Hey, I'm animated. Hey, let's get fucking nuts. So, today, a couple of things. Supposedly, I mean, I don't like using the word anniversary when it comes to somebody dying. To me, an anniversary is, surprise! Happy anniversary! That's an anniversary. You have cake, you have drinks, you have friends, you have a party, you have a good time. When it's a death, to use the word anniversary to me is not correctly using the word anniversary at all. So I will not say that. It's been a year since the whole George Floyd thing happened. A lot of stuff has happened since then, but I try to stay away from topics like this now, because when I talk, I kind of sound like a racist, even though I'm not a racist. I try, but a couple of newscasters today went on the news with this story and said things like there has not been much change in a year. To that I say bullshit. There's been a lot of change in a year. There are things going on that were not going on a year ago, for the good and the bad. This is a slippery slope, but their main concern is, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to agree with it, do white people get treated differently when they are pulled over by the police? To that, I'm going to say yes, but not for the reason Al Sharpton wants you to believe, not for the reason George Floyd's family, not for the reasons Black Lives Matter. We conduct ourselves differently. We don't answer usually a question with a question. And when we do, we say things like, if you don't mind me asking, officer, why did you pull me over? If you don't mind. We don't go, why the fuck you pull me over? Because I'm black? I mean, we don't automatically go into confrontation mode. Change has to happen, but it has to come from both sides. It cannot come from one side. We cannot, and I repeat, and I'm not saying this, you can call me a racist, what the fuck ever. This is from a citizen of the United States. We cannot have a police department afraid. Again, afraid to confront black suspects or black people for the fear something might escalate. And that's on both ends. I am a fine and firm believer innocent people do not run from the police. If you are an innocent black individual who has done nothing, there is no reason for you to be running from the police. Do I think, and again, this is going to sound racist, but it's not. Do I think black individuals are doing things on purpose to get a negative response from the police so they can sue? Yes. I do believe that is happening. And that is not racist. It's fact. It's truth. And again, I'm going to go back to say, do I feel white people are treated differently than black people when they're pulled over by the police? Yes, but that's because we treat the police differently as well. Both sides are afraid of the police, but some side more afraid than the other side. I personally get fucking nervous and I do yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir when I get pulled over by the police now. I've been to jail. Don't want to go back for anything. Or anybody. So I turn into yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, may I sit down, sir? That's me now. Was that me in the past? No. When I was compliant, I got treated better. Does that mean it's because I'm white? No, it's because I treated the officer with respect, whether I was in the wrong or not. When I was drunk and stupid and gave the cops a fight, I got treated like shit. I am a white person. I have not that I remember, I probably have been tased, but because I was so fucking drunk, I don't remember it. I have been beaten with a billy club. I have been hogtied and treated like a fucking animal. And that's because I was acting like a fucking lunatic. I have also been treated very nicely. Both. And I am white. So when this is being said, anybody, it's not true. It's all in the way you treat them. If you automatically go into defense mode before the cop has even fucking walked up to your car, yeah, there's gonna be fucking conflict. There's gonna be difficulty with this. Something that now, and you don't think the cop is saying that also? So great. Something that's just because you have a fucking burnt out taillight, and I'm letting you know, is now turned into a fucking racial fucking clusterfuck. And I said, I don't want it to become the point where when they are called to a situation and it turns out that there's a black individual involved and they're going to say no, we're not going in there. We're just saying that white cops are going to say it. Right? Do we have to segregate the police department? I mean, that's another answer. Because then who do you blame when the shit is still going on? When black cops are shooting black suspects, what do we say then? Should we segregate the police department? Have black cops working black neighborhoods? Have white cops working white neighborhoods? have Hispanic cops, and blah, 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 blah. I can go down the whole fucking list. Is that what we have to do? Sure, why not? It's still, the shit is still going to happen. You don't think when a cop, and again, this is going to come off racist, a black officer is pulling over a black suspect, and that cop goes, sir, license or registration. Yo, brother, why'd you pull me over? Why are you going to do me like that? You don't think that cop, like, hey, it's cool. We're cool. He's not going to do that. He's going to say, shut the fuck up. Give me your license and registration. I'll ask the... He's not going to be all like homie from the hood fucking shit. It's not going to stop because you're still going to have those individuals that know they're going to get arrested because they were doing something wrong. Running. Resisting arrest. And this is when this shit starts. It escalates. And now, the other side. Do cops use excessive force sometimes? Yes! But have you seen the situations? And this comes from the mob rules. Whenever there's a situation, the riots happen, the fucking violence happens. But whenever there's a situation where there's a white cop on a black individual, all of a sudden there's 50 people with fucking phones out, filming it, and yelling shit at the cops. Telling the cops what to do. Basically almost becoming a mob. You got maybe 2 cops, 1 suspect, 50 onlookers, all yelling shit at you. Get him? Yeah, Alan gave me the keys, so I didn't know what you wanted me to do with them. Okay. Did he send you the pictures? Ah, it looks beautiful. You did a great job. It's like a totally different studio. Right? Do some tapping. Yeah, if I am upstairs, I will hang them on the doorknob. Okay. As far I haven't checked my email yet, but they haven't sent me their music either, so I did not receive it. So make sure you have the right email. Underscore, yep, 001 at yahoo.com. Yeah, I didn't. I checked it last night. It was not there yet. So if you could have him just redo it, but nothing from, what's your name either. But I checked last night. I haven't checked it today. And as soon as you get me the drives and we do that, it'll take like maybe 15 minutes to get it all. Intermission. You never sent me an intermission song. That would probably be why you didn't send me one then. Ah, see? Uh-huh. Okay. And on a good note, I don't know how the school's going to be handling it, but the mask mandate is up Saturday. It is. Yeah, no, they're lifting the mask on Saturday. You could probably still just leave it open to, well, also depending on what the school says. But if they say it's all good, just still leave it open. If you want to wear one, wear one. If you don't, That's going to be one of those deals. And people are going to be have to left on their honesty whether they've been vaccinated or not, because they're only putting themselves at risk, not people that have been. And that's the whole thing. So, like I said, I'll still wear it if there's like I feel like if there's a bunch of people around me I don't know, I'll probably still wear one. But I'm not going into a store with one. For hell with that. I'm done. Dina, I don't know if you got me a message about June 1st. Dina, my doctor made an appointment for my leg on June 1st. No, Dina's going to take me, so don't worry about it. Yeah. My pharmacist said I should get it looked at right away. I said, yeah, I thought so too. But she said Mary Lane has a wound care thing. I don't know if it's still open, so I have to look. So I might, yeah, sometime. But June 1st is what, like 4 days away? I don't know. Yeah, so it's 5 days away. Yeah, I think it's not infected. It's just leaking water. And I got my water pills today, so yeah, I got to see if it's still there. I don't even know if it's still there. So I will let you know. Okay? And again, the floor looks good. He did a good job. I don't know what he charged you, but it looks really good. Looks really good. All right. Okay. Good night, Braze. All right. Bye. Okay. Ooh. And we're back. I should have paused it. I think I could pause recording. I don't know. I've never tried. Stop. Yeah, nothing about pausing. So, I forgot where I was talking about. I was getting myself in deep with racism and blah, 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 blah. White people getting treated differently from black people by the police. Yes, I believe that happens. Yes, 100% yes. But also, it depends on how you carry yourself and how you conduct yourself during the stop. It's not all on the police. You have to. The white people conduct. I mean, as long as they're not doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you just robbed a fucking store and you're white and you get pulled over with the police, you're still acting like a fucking dick to the police. I mean, whether you're not. I mean, we don't automatically. I mean, you did something wrong. I mean, don't act like you did something wrong, and then maybe things will be different. But do I feel white people treat? But it's also we conduct ourselves differently. I'm not saying all black people. And there we go. You see, the fact that I gotta say shit like that when I talk and I'm discussing something, and I gotta say, now let me reiterate, I'm not saying all black people act like black people when they get pulled over by the police. Unfortunately, I gotta say shit like that. It's fucking just like when you talk about gay people. Not to just Steinfeld. They made fun of it, but like nowadays they wouldn't be able to. There was an episode every time they said something about a homosexual or somebody gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It was a joke, but nowadays they probably couldn't do that episode. And it's just again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Innocent people don't run from the police. Innocent people who have done absolutely nothing except maybe driving a little fast, maybe go through a stop sign. You're not going to act like you're being ostracized or whatever. You're being accused of murdering somebody. carry yourself to say, wait, no matter what color you are, if you've done nothing wrong, it's 5 minutes out of your life and you go about your business. And cops remember shit like that. If it's in your neighborhood and you handle yourself correctly, blah, 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 they remember you. And also, the bad way, if you're a fucking dill to them, they remember you. No matter what color your skin is. We're gonna get to what you heard on the phone call that the mask mandate is lifted and blah blah blah. It's another thing I wanted to talk about. But and we're getting to like racism. I've talked about this commercial a couple times now. I don't know if you've seen it, anybody's seen it. It's the Spike Lee commercial about how people of color who can't get a ride to go get vaccinated are not getting vaccinated. Okay, all of a sudden it became the government's problem that people who can't get a ride to get vaccinated, all of a sudden the government, whatever, because of Spike Lee, it's a racist thing. And when Spike Lee or Al Sharpton say people of color, we know what color is excluded from that color, and that is white. He was not talking about white people. I know he wasn't talking about white people, but he was accusing white people of not getting black people to the vaccination places to get vaccinated. And according to him, it's just happening to black people. Okay, first of all, it happened to me. My second shot, I could not get a ride to my appointment. There are two people that are around during the day, and they usually, if one isn't doing it, the other one is doing it. Taking me to doctors, take me to the store, take me shopping, do this, whatever. That's my sister Dina and my Shelly cousin, my cousin Shelly. So at the time of my second shot appointment, they decided to go on vacation together. So there was nobody around to take me to get my shot. My cousin Colby was going to do it, but he had to work, and he had just started his job, and I didn't feel right about asking him to take the day off and blah, 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 blah. So, again, I'm a people of color. I could not get to my appointment. I had to cancel it. I'm not black. I am white. It's not a racist thing. Some people who do not have cars or transportation are having a problem getting to the spots to get the vaccination. Now, why they didn't do what I did, I don't know. Was it a hassle? It took me a little while to find the phone number I had to call. But I was steered in the right direction by people that went, nope, that's not us, but try this number. And sooner or later, after the third or fourth place I called, I finally got the right number to call. And it was easy as pie to reschedule. It wasn't a hassle. I wasn't, oh, you better come. Here, what's a good time for you? Boom. Easy as pie. So, I don't know why Spike Lee isn't saying that in his little commercial. But he did say Uber. I mean, it's good to know Uber will take you there. And the government is going to reimburse Uber for things like that. But just make a phone call and you can reschedule. I mean, it's not a people of color thing. And the way that commercial should have been said, but it wasn't because it's Spike Lee. You might as well had Al Sharpton talking about it. Is it has come to my attention that some people are having trouble getting transportation to the vaccination sites and therefore are not getting vaccinated. See what happened there? People. We didn't have a color there. People. Because it's not just a black and white thing. There's people of all ethnic whatevers having trouble with this. It's not just people of color. And again, when Spike Lee says people of color, we know he meant black. Not white, black. White was excluded. He was blaming white society. That's another thing white society has done to the black man, according to Spike Lee. I'm here to tell you, I'm a white person, a big fat white guy. It's not a color thing. It's a don't have a car thing, too poor, can't get out of my house thing. So for Spike Lee to come on national television and say it's a people of color thing, it's fucking bullshit. And Spike Lee can suck my fucking white balls. Now that was racist. I admit when I say something racist, that was racist. I think Spike Lee is a fucking asshole anyway. But this has just confirmed it. You might have well have had Al Sharpton doing the commercial. And when they say things have changed, no, they haven't, because shit like that, if that was a white person doing that, commercials off the air, the person doing the commercial is no longer fucking working anywhere. He or she has to go on the I'm sorry tour, and then they disappear, never to be seen again. But because this is Spike Lee, and he tried to switch it, and like I'm trying to say, I could probably produce just as many white people that couldn't get to these places than black people. I couldn't go get tested because I didn't have a ride. I had to wait for rides to go get tested. And again, it's not because of people of color. I'm white. I get it. Now, to stop the bullshit, do I think he said people of color instead of black people? Because he knew that would have started a whole bunch of shit? Yes. He worded it, but we all know what he meant by people of color and what color was excluded from people of color. He can say no all he wants. We all know it to be true. And this is where I'm saying racism is not just black and white. It can be white and black. It can be black on white. It's all different. I've told this story 100 times. And we're not even going to go into it. I got to shit. All this talk has made me have to shit. So what we're going to do here, I'm not going to do anything. Enjoy some dead air. Watch my cat lick his balls. Sorry about that. I meant to put some music on, but it was like DEFCON 4 there. And I have a feeling I'm going to get reported for this one, but it's not a hate rant that I'm doing. Do I think black people have it harder than white people? Yes and no. I don't even know how to follow that up. It depends on how you were brought up. I am a firm believer in hate and racism is taught at home. Whether you're black, white, Chinese, whatever, it starts at home. All of that starts at home. If you're saying racist shit and your child is around, your child is going to grow up to say and do racist shit. Whether you're black, white, whatever color you are, whatever ethnicity you are, they are going to grow up to do and say what you were teaching at home. It all starts at home. Do I think black people can be racist? Fuck yes. And again, I speak from experience. I have been on the reverse side of black on white crime. I've told this story 100 million fucking times, and that's why I have views on certain things, because it pisses me off when something is said and I go, that shit has happened to me and I'm fucking white. I lived in a town called Indian Orchard. It's in Massachusetts, right outside of Springfield. It's a kind of suburby, but not. I lived there for 15 years. Worked in a garage. A lot of people in the town knew me. I could walk down the street and cars would beep, hey Rob, hey man. It was a friendly town. Now, I lived about a 10-minute walk away from the garage I worked at on Main Street. If you're listening to this and you know of Indian Orchard, I used to work at Eagle Speed. And I was walking home. To get to my house that I rented at the end of this road, it was a dirt road. Easiest way to get from point A to point B was this road. Now I could have went around, but this easiest way to get. Okay, now we used to have beers after work. This was one of those days where I had a few more than beers. So I'm not going to lie, I was drunk and that's why I was walking home. My car was left at the garage and I was walking home. My friend Randy was supposed to bring me home, but he went somewhere and took a very long time to come back, and I just got tired of sitting there, so I locked up and I left. Walking home on this road, you had to pass what was called the projects, because, well, it's the projects. So I'm walking home. There's a big party going on. I don't know who said. Somebody said something kind of humorous to somebody else, but they were like yelling at them, like they were mad at them. But what they said was fucking funny. So I LOL'd literally out loud. And that's when it started. Right off the bat, hey, white boy, what the fuck are you laughing at? Okay? Now, that's how the confrontation started. Hey, white boy. That's a racist remark. I don't care if it was coming from a black guy to me. It was still racist. Didn't say anything. That was kind of funny, blah, 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 blah. So one dude yelling at me turned into 6 black individuals walking towards me, yelling racial slurs. And then not only did the racial slurs happen, the weight thing happened. I got called marshmallow, stay puff, white fat fuck, whatever you could call it. I was getting called racial and fat shaming at the same time by black individuals. Every single one of them was black, committing a hate crime on me because I was white and fat. Then it got physical. Whilst I was talking, but they were surrounding me. They were circling the wagons, if you will. And what set off the violence is some pussy behind me threw a beer bottle at my head, which broke and cut my skull, and I did that, and I was bleeding. And then while I was doing that, somebody sucker punched me because they were a bunch of pussies and could only fight when it was fucking 15 on 1. And that's basically what it was. There was probably more. I don't remember, but there was a lot of them. And this, whilst I was getting stomped on and punched and kicked, I had beer poured on me. I think one of them urinated on me. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. But I know there was beer and liquids being poured on me. But I believe I remember someone saying, drink this fucking white fucking devil. That kind of shit. They continued to and they had me take my pants off for some reason. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if they were going to fuck me. I have no idea. But for some reason, I got told to take my pants off. I don't know what happened. I don't know. After that, I'd been kicked in the head so many times. Like I said, I say it jokingly now. I said, luckily, I grew up with an Irish father who used to like coming home and beat the fuck out of me just because he was bored. And I thank you, Dad, because you taught me how to take a fucking hit. Take a beating. You taught me how to take a beating like a man. So I balled up and just took it. I think they were even getting pissed because I was saying shit like, are you fucking done yet? I'd like to go fucking home and go to bed. So then one of these fucking men, fearless men, got up to me, put a knife, like right here, in my nose, and went and basically sliced this whole part of my nose. So my nose was like wide open. So it was like blood was spewing all over the place. And like I said, the whole time this was happening, I was getting called racial slurs, white fucking whatevers. But I was also, they were fat shaming me at the same time. Thanks for that, assholes. So when people think, yeah, just a little, I'm a little racist, but not like I want to string people up and like swing them from a tree and burn crosses. I'm not that kind of racist. I just don't trust. I don't trust white people. I've been jumped and beat up by white people and gotten fights with white people before too, and Chinese, whatever. It doesn't matter. Is what I'm saying. It works both ways. It happens both ways. Black people do violence on white people all the fucking time, but yet it's not called a fucking hate crime when they fucking do it, and that's fucking wrong. And here we'll go again. I had a conversation. There was a black guy I used to work with in West Springfield. He used to, we had like really good friend. I mean, I liked hanging out with him. He was a really cool dude. And we had like really, we'd get high and fucking talk some shit. And he would go, Rob, you don't know what it's like to be a grown man and never be equal with anybody white, because then they call you the N-word. And the reason I'm saying the N-word is because society won't let me say, and I'll get in trouble, and then this will turn into a hate rant. So he would tell me, you don't know what it's like, blah, 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 blah. I could get into an argument with a white guy, and we could be like going, oh, fuck you, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, blah. But the minute he says the N-word to me, we're not on the same level anymore. And I went, no, fuck you, you're fucking wrong. I know exactly how you fucking feel. And he said, why, people call you the N-word? I said, no, he's a wise ass. And this is a true story. And I said, no. I said, I've been in fights with black people, white people, whatever, women. Not like fight with women, an argument with a woman. But sooner or later, no matter what's going on, we're all level, we're here. It's like, nah, fuck you, fuck. Sooner or later, that fat fuck, you fat piece of shit, that is said to me. And then I go from an adult male who will argue the fuck till he's blue in the face with you equally, and then all of a sudden I'm this fucking 13-year-old kid in school getting bullied by some fucking assholes. And that's when I said, I know how it feels. I said, when a word is said to you and it just sets you on fire. I said, it may not be the N-word, but for you it's the N-word. For me it's that. Because as soon as that is said to me, I am no longer an equal. I automatically know that you do not look at me as an equal. You look at me as a fat fucking piece of shit, because you just called me a fat, not just a piece of shit, a fat piece of shit. Call me fat, call me whatever, fatty, hey fatty. But to call me a fat piece of shit, I'm not a piece of shit. I don't care. But I did this, and when that's said, and I know how black people feel when the N-word is said to them, because it's the same thing that happens to me, and it's the same thing with a gay person. You can be a faggot. That's exactly what happens. So to sit there and say, oh, you'll never know. Yes, I do, because every, and I mean every, fucking fight I have ever been in my adult life, and a good dose of my fucking childhood. I mean, I was bullied my whole fucking life, and in a way I still am. And then people wonder why I have a wall built around me. But that's for another day to talk about that shit. But from people saying that to me, I don't believe it. But like I said, it fuels, it hits something. Because all that shit, when that is said to me, comes rushing back. And I remember Garrett Roach fucking bullying me in fucking high school, blah, 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 until I fucking lost the shit and beat the living fuck out of him. Sorry, my allergies are acting up. My nose is all itchy. But is it the same? Is it, oh, how can you say it's the same? Because it's just a fucking word. That word upsets them. It gets them pissed off when a white person calls them it. At least that is said from a white person. I get it called to me and have had that called to me by a numerous amount of people from different races. Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. At least like a black individual, like they don't get upset when a black person goes to another black person, goes, oh, you N-word so-and-so, I'm going to kick your ass. It doesn't matter. They don't get mad at that when they're called it from another black person. I get mad when a white dude calls me a fat piece of shit. I get mad when a black person calls me a black piece of shit. I get mad when a woman calls me a black piece of shit. So don't tell me I don't know. At least you're signaling out one race. I've been called a fat piece of shit by every fucking race I know. Probably not, I don't know, maybe a Jew hasn't called me. Sorry, I shouldn't say Jew. A Jewish person has not called me. But this is what the point about this whole fucking rant is, it's tough for everybody at certain amounts of time, and it's not just black people. And I really get mad, and then they sit there, and when I say they, I don't want to do well, black boy. You said they. What do you mean they? They, the people saying it, them. I don't know their names. Okay, Al Sharpton. There, I'll pick on Al Sharpton some more. When Al Sharpton tells me that white cops are punching in and going, let's go hunt some black people. Although Al Sharpton uses the N-word. I don't care how many times that is said. I find it hard to believe that's what's happening. And that's what they want us to believe. That white cops are punching in and just hoping that they get to slap a black guy around. Are there some that help it? Probably, yes. Probably. But on the same, there's probably some black cops who can't wait to hope they get to slap some whiteys around. It works both ways. It's just us as a society, white people, don't give a fuck. The way we see it, and I have said it on this podcast or whatever you want to, the Let's Get Crazy show. Innocent people don't run from the police. That's all I can say. And everything. Do I think they should have been killed? No. Do I feel George Floyd should still be alive? Yes. And anybody else? Yes. Unless you are wielding a fucking weapon or about to stab them, there is no reason to kill another human being. If they are pointing a gun at you, yes. If you know they have a gun or a weapon and they're reaching for it, yes, deadly force is supposed to happen. It doesn't matter if you're black, doesn't matter if you're white. White people are getting shot by the police as well. But we're not reporting on that. Don't know why. I don't know. It's fucked up. It's a fucking situation that needs to change, yes. But there's still going to be those instances where it's still going to happen. And it's on both sides. The police and whoever the suspect is. If you're not breaking the law, again, that's going to be my motto. Innocent people don't run from the police. Why would you? Even if you have a little weed in your pocket, are you that? Do you think that's gonna? You got a couple joints. Now I'm saying a little weed. I'm not talking a bunch of pot, fucking 5 ounces of pot and some heroin and blah blah. Yeah, then you're breaking the law, and maybe you should run. I'm just saying. But if you just got a couple joints, the paperwork alone on that is bullshit. They will crumble it up and throw it away or take it and smoke it themselves later. You're not going to get arrested for a couple J's. Even a dime bag, I don't even think they would do anything with it. It's got to be an ounce or more before they can consider it distribute. But again, innocent people don't run from the police. I don't. It's like, hey, he wasn't doing anything. Now, what the fuck did he run for? He wasn't doing anything. And why did he run? Yeah, my homeboy wasn't doing anything. He fucking ran. He was doing something. Just all of a sudden, like, you know what? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Time for some cardio. Pew, I'm out of here. See ya, bitches. I mean, that's a fucking... And that's what it looks like. You ever watch it on Cops and stuff? Well, yeah. Pew, he's fucking out of there. Like his little fucking Fitbit went off. Like, ooh, time for some cardio. And fucking runs. And look, I don't get it. You've been pulled over. You know, sooner or later, I mean, they've pulled you over for some reason, so you know something's up. You got weed in the car. They can smell it. I mean, that's... Back in my day, weed didn't have that fucking skunky smell. You can't hide that shit anywhere now. Because even just the weed itself smells. Back in my day, you could only smell the pot as if you were smoking it. It didn't give off this pungent odor. Like nowadays, you could have a fucking bag of it. Your whole fucking house smells like skunks. And you can't say, oh, I have a family of skunks living outside. And it's a game we play now. Skunk or weed. It's like, ooh, is it skunk or is it a weed? Is it skunk or weed? Yeah, we play that often. It's just, if you're not doing anything, why run from the police? Especially with everything going on in the world today. Why would you even think about it if you were a black man? And that's why I don't want to say that some of them maybe are doing it on purpose, just to maybe get a lawsuit. It's like, well, I might live. Get some money, get paid. And it's sad if that shit's going on. That's fucked up. That's some fucked up shit. But this is supposed to have been just a little rant. It's been an hour now about the same thing. Again, George Floyd. I've watched it. The cop definitely. And again, I mean, when they said things haven't changed, I mean, they have changed, but in some instances, not for the better. I mean, whether that cop who killed George Floyd was guilty or not guilty, if he was not guilty, he still had to go to jail. There was no way around it. And why? Mob rules. Because that's what's happening now. Do I think, I'm going to say, is it wrong? It's both wrong. We can't not look at the big picture just because we're afraid of what might happen. I don't even say might happen, because it's going to happen. Because it's happened. Every time one of these things happen, it's an alternative. You do this, or we're going to do that. And that's mob rules, and that's not the way things should be done. We can't be afraid to go for justice and put innocent cops. The cops are really doing. I mean, so far, like that lady cop who, I mean, I still don't get the accidental taser thing. I don't understand it, but there is a fix for that. Taser up here on a holster, like right here. Gun down there where it belongs. So you're used to, you're going to get taser, you're doing this. Going to gun, you're doing that. Taser, gun. Taser, gun. So you can't say, oh, I accidentally grabbed my gun instead of my taser. Well, did you go like this? No. Okay, then you grabbed your gun, motherfucker. Have fun in jail. I mean, don't put your taser like right where your gun is. They both have handles. They both have triggers. And I could see that happening in the heat of the moment. There's a scuffle. You're trying to reach for something. It happens. Does she deserve to be in jail for manslaughter? No. The lady in the apartment building where evidently they had a warrant for her boyfriend. It sucks to be her. She is dead. She did get shot by the police. But that person fired on the police first. To sit there and say they didn't announce themselves, I find that hard to believe. That's what they do. Police! It's automatic. So to sit there and say that they broke down a door and not one of them fuckers yelled police. Search warrant, police. And it was one of the no-knock warrant. Well, they didn't knock on the door. It was a no-knock warrant, you fucking idiot. That's what a no-knock warrant is. Hello? Yeah. We got a warrant, and we're going to be there in maybe 10 minutes. We're going to stop and get some hot dogs first. That's what a no-knock warrant is. And even then, it's kind of hard to get. So, I don't know the full story about this, and I really shouldn't be talking about it. But if they got a no-knock warrant on this person, he did some shit. He was suspected of doing something really bad for a judge to grant a no-knock warrant. So I could go on hours with this. Just the Spike Lee thing pissed me off because the same thing fucking happened to me. And I am a person of color, but not in Spike Lee's eyes and not in Al Sharpton's eyes. But we're not allowed to call these two people out because then we're racist. And just racist is not white on black, not black on white. It's just anything negative to another race is called racism. If you're going, oh, how you doing? I go, wonton, you're a racist. And let's try, here's a thing. Why is it still okay? You can't make fun of gay people. You can't make fun of lesbian, black, Chinese, blah, blah. Why is it still okay to make fun of fat people? Why are we still the butt of everybody's jokes? I consider it a hate crime. If I'm called a fat fuck, that should be a jailable offense. That should be a hate crime. It's like calling somebody a faggot. Here's an idea. Let's just people. Let's just be people. Let's stop labeling. I mean, I can get into that. I can go another hour and a half talking about labeling things. Everybody wants to be treated equally, but they want a label. Black history. Black entertainment. Black movies. Stop putting the word black in front of shit. Why can't it just be a movie? Why does it have to be a black movie? And if it's black music, does that mean I'm not allowed to listen to it? Now, if I say I listen to white music, I'm a racist. But you can listen to black music. They can listen to Hispanic music. But if I listen to what I call white music, I'm a racist. I don't really know what my white music is. I guess it would be like Charles Manson, I guess. I don't even know what white music would be. Because we got rock and roll from the black people. We got blues from the black people. Heavy metal, I guess. Heavy metal would be white. I don't know. That's a show for another day. Okay, getting back to what I really did. This will probably be a lot shorter. Mask mandate being lifted Saturday. I was hoping to get a co-host, but we all know where the boob is right now. It's wrestling day, so we don't see the boob at all. But he works at a shopping center, and I was just because the statewide, I don't know nationwide, but the statewide mask mandate is lifted Saturday, which means if you don't want to, you don't gotta wear a mask. I have a couple views on that, and we'll get to that later. What I wanted to know was, and I did talk to Dave earlier, and he said he works at Big Y. He said Big Y has not had the discussion about whether they are still going to wear masks while they're working or not. And here's where my thing comes in. That's fine and dandy, but this is where it falls into it. They're leaving it to your discretion. If you have not been vaccinated, you should still be wearing a mask, no matter where you are. Because that's still going to get people sick. People are still going to get sick. And it's not going to go away. And then we're going to have to do mandatory. And we're really, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to stay away from the words mandatory. I don't want somebody losing their job because they didn't get vaccinated. I don't want somebody not being able to go into a restaurant because they weren't vaccinated. But right now, there is no fucking reason why you should not be. I have heard nothing about medical reasons. Like if you had a condition and you cannot be vaccinated, I have not heard anything. If you have cancer, blah, blah, diabetes, but you can still be vaccinated. I have heard no instances where a medical condition has stopped you. Like, were you born without veins? I guess then you could probably, but they don't inject it in your veins, so I guess it doesn't matter if you were born without veins because they don't inject you in a vein. They do it right in your arm, right in your meat, your arm meat. So maybe you were born without any arm meat. Can you get it in the ass? Political reasons. No, fuck you. Fuck you. That ship has fucking sailed. It sailed away with Donald Trump. Go to fuck away with that shit. Religious beliefs. Okay, religious beliefs. There's a fine line there, but if it's your religious beliefs not to be vaccinated, you're the one that should be wearing the mask, not me. You choose not to get it, so for your own safety, you should be wearing a mask. I'm cool. I'm all set. I got my card. I don't care. Ain't nobody. I did say earlier, in certain situations, I will still carry mine. It's like automatic now when I leave the house. It's like last three things: phone, mask, keys. Out the door. It's automatic. Phone, mask, keys. In my pocket, out the door. And I'll still do that. And there'll be situations where I will feel like, maybe I'll wear a mask. There's too many fucking assholes around here. Too many people without a mask walking around near me. Right, a little close. Okay? I want them to still say social distance. I was all for that shit. Stay the fuck over there. Stay the fuck over there. 6 feet is way too close still. Maybe 12 feet. Go across the street. I was fine with the social distance thing, and I still am, so I hope they still do that. But I will. It'll be up to me whether I'm going to wear one or not. There'll be situations where I'll go in the store and there'll just be way too many people, and it's going to be. They're going to be like that again. It's like, man, get the fuck out of my business. I mean, And this is another thing why I liked about social distancing. You ever been in line at the grocery store? You're putting your shit on the conveyor belt and you're waiting near the fucking pad so you can pay. Okay, your stuff is there, but then the dude, like, who's next is like right here. It's like, back the fuck up, man. What the fuck are you doing in my space? And just literally, like, there, then you gotta fucking, like, block the thing to put in your fucking code. And, like, back the fuck up, man. That's why I always try to leave a carriage in between me and the next person. So that would be that's another good thing about social distancing. That shit stopped. There was nobody around me in the fucking checkout. So, but it'll be a thing. But it's just like, I was just wondering. I mean, and you know what's going to happen. Venues are going to start opening up, concerts, clubs are going to start rocking. There's going to be people. Oh, you vaccinating? Oh, yeah. Got mine last Tuesday. But lying the fuck through their teeth because they haven't gotten shit. And they're over there breathing in shit. Somebody, like, they say, and this is what the disease people said, I can still carry it. Even though I'm vaccinated, I can still have it on me. So yeah, I'm dancing at a club. Not that this is going to happen, because 1, I don't dance. 2, I don't go to club. 3, no woman is going to come up to me and start making out with me. But hey, I'm at a club. This nice hottie comes up to me who has not been vaccinated. She's got COVID now. And she's dead. Because she lied. And it's going to get to the point, because we're going to see a spike. I'm sorry, we're going to... Okay, how's that happening? Okay, did you got it? Did you get vaccinated? No. 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 That's what we're going to start hearing. No. Then it's going to become mandatory. Then, what's going to happen is we're all going to have to show our little badges, our little COVID things at the door of anything you go into, a store, a fucking thing. And they'll come up one where you can swipe it. And then, of course, we'll have the black market ones, because you still ain't going to go get a fucking vaccination because your political beliefs are so fucking strong that you are just the biggest fucking asshole in the world, and you still have not gotten. So now you're buying black market fucking cards so you can go fucking clubbing. I get... When it first started out, it's political. They started, Democrats. Oh, it was the Democrats' fault. They did this to win the election. Hey, really? Really? We wanted Donald Trump out so bad that we tried wiping out the human race. If that was so, don't you think just Republicans would have died? And when Donald Trump got it, don't you think he would have died? See, shit like that. And if you're that person, you're a dick. You're nothing but a dick. You need something in your life to go, hey, bye. You need something to bitch about, so we're still going to do that. But what I see happening is we're going to have a fucking spike within... Saturday, the mandate is lifted. Within a month, we're going to start noticing. And it's that simple. I mean, are you vaccinated? No. And even if we're not even asking the question. We're not invading your fucking rights by going, hey, did you get vaccinated? No. We're leaving it up to you. If you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. If you're that dead set against it and you're willing to fucking roll the dice with your fucking health, that's your fucking deal. Why do I gotta wear a mask? Fuck you. And I know there's a few people I know that have not gotten it yet. And I'm worried for them. And I'm more worried. I mean, a couple of them out working in the public. And a couple of them are like doing things and just, it's like, dude, you're just rolling the dice with this shit. A couple of them I have an underlying things like I got. And they still, I'm surprised my sister Sherry got vaccinated. Because she was dead set against it like 4 months ago. And then something happened. She changed her ways, changed her mind. She went and got it. I think it's because Dina got it, then I got it. And she said, well, okay, we're all going to die. Let's all do it together. And again, I joke. I do things like, and I joke. Even I have a joke about getting vaccinated. My doctor asked me, like even when it first became that I could get vaccinated, because I have so many underlining fucking things, I was one of the first people that could have got vaccinated, along with the old folks and the doctors. I could have got vaccinated back then. I did not. I just got my last shot going on 3 weeks ago. That's how long I waited, because I wanted to see, because that's in my mind. It's kind of new, and people are going to start dropping dead and shit. So I was waiting to see. I wanted to see what vaccine was good. What it turned out Johnson & Johnson was fucking killing motherfuckers, so we kind of didn't want to have that one. So I did my research, and my doctor asked me, she goes, well, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of getting it? I said, well, I was at first. I said, no, I'm pretty sure. It seemed to be okay. I said, I know, I have faith that if people were dying from it, they wouldn't hide it from us. They would let us know. So I'm not that paranoid conspiracy theorist type motherfucker that would go, they're lying to us. They're killing us all. And then here's where my humor, and I get that this is my mom, not my dad. My dad was serious. My dad had his moments, but Bob was serious. Bob was real serious. My mom, like me, humor. I don't care what situation you're in. I can find humor in anything. And I went, my doctor asked me, she goes, well, what are you nervous? Are you worried about getting the thing now? I said, I'm more worried, maybe not now. I said, I'm more worried about what's going to happen 10 years from now. Like, with this thing in us, and just all of a sudden 10 years, like on the date, like my shot was 4 o'clock. I don't remember what day, but we'll say it was Wednesday, April 13th. That's not when it was, but 4 o'clock, April 13th. 10 years from now, on April 13th at 4 o'clock, I'm going to self-combust. I'm just going to go poof, and I'm gone. And it happens on the anniversary of the 10-year anniversary of your vaccination. You just go poof, you're a cloud of smoke and socks. Your socks and clothing. Did you ever see War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise? When the pew, 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 shot the people, and it was just poof, and just their clothes flying around. That's what's going to, I said that's what I was worried about. And she said I was crazy. But like I said, I look humor and everything, and I'm a little worried what could happen. I was worried when I got it, but if you don't have it yet, you're a dick. If you're afraid, I was afraid too. I was fucking, while I was getting my first shot, I had such an anxiety attack. I was going to run the fuck out of that building. I didn't. I sat down. The lady asked me how I was doing. And she goes, you look a little overwhelmed. I told her, and I said the situation where I had to walk through the mall. I mean, that triggered my anxiety because it was like a fucking long. I had to go to the Eastfield Mall. And they had you walking through basically the whole fucking mall to get to where they were giving out the vaccination building. And that was just stupid when there was a front door right there and a back door that you could have got into that part. So I was already walking. I'm like, got a mask on. I'm fucking hyperventilating. There's people all around me fucking doing mall shit. And I'm fucking freaking out. So I get in there, they got to stand in line. I start fucking hyperventilating. The lady asked me. I told her I have social anxiety and blah blah blah. I'm freaking out. She goes, "Oh, so this is probably ruining your day." I said, "Yeah, I'm not with it." And then she goes, "Okay, you're all set." What? While she was talking to me and taking my, I mean, she said shit like, she explained to me that she was not the janitor, that she is a registered nurse at Bay State Medical Center in Springfield. She pointed to that person there as a doctor, and she started doing that. And then while she was talking to me, next thing I know, she's putting a Band-Aid on my arm and telling me I'm all set. And I went, "What? You already did it?" She goes, "Yep." So while she was doing it, I wish I had gotten her name because God bless her. Because I was ready to bolt. And she talked me right through it. And I did not feel a fucking thing. And people are not getting it because they're worried about the side effects. I had no side effect. The only side effect I got really fucking thirsty. And the next couple of days, like, my arm was like, it really, really hurt. Like, in the muscle. But other than that, I got a little tired. But that was it. No side effects. Second one, no side effect at all. No side effects at all. I don't even think my arm hurt after the second one. But right now, like I said, if you don't have your vaccination, I mean, just think of yourself and your loved ones and you can still get it. Whether you think you can. Well, I've gone this long and I haven't gotten it. Oh, fucking well. I said, it's because everything has been this and this and this and that. Now it's not. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Thing. And just leave it up to the individual. The honor system. And I asked that of somebody that is not vaccinated today. And I said, be honest. I said, I don't fucking care because I'm vaccinated. I mean, I feel 100% that the CDC, I could be saying that wrong, but you know what I'm talking about, Fauci and those guys, said I'm good to go. I'm fully vaccinated. I'm good to go. They said we might have to do a booster shot in a year. I think we're going to have to do it the rest of our lives. It's going to be like the flu shot. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to... There's people bitching about that. Well, you told us... 2 years ago, we didn't even know what this fucking was. Cut us some fucking slack. Excuse us. And the reason, and again, I'm going to get back, and the reason that it's still going to be around, people not getting vaccinated. That's the only way. And I'm not just talking in this country. Everybody on this marble that we live on, this beach ball called Earth, somehow, some way, we have to get every single person vaccinated. Because it went everywhere. It went everywhere. I could be wrong, but I don't think there was a place that did not get affected by it. The bigger cities or the bigger countries, yes, of course, because there's more fucking people. Going here and there, flying this, just spreading their fucking shit everywhere. And that just showed you. I mean, you watch shows like Outbreak and blah, 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 and you say, oh, it's just a movie. But this showed how fucking quick that shit can happen. In my family alone, it Braley got it. Right after that, Shelly got it. Bobby got it. Boom, 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 boom. I think Bobby got it. I don't know. I'm assuming he did. But it's just, get vaccinated. It will go away. Do I think we're going to have to get a shot just like flu? Yeah, for at least a while. Until they have more research about it, they can get more stuff, find out what it is. Until that happens, yes. And I have no problem with it. Hopefully they can do like a cocktail. The flu shot and the Pfizer shot. All together in one happy cocktail. You don't get the flu and you don't get COVID. And I'm okay with that. If that's what I gotta do, I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. But coming up, like I said, we're going back Saturday, at least Massachusetts, dropping in the mandate. It's going to be up to you whether you wear one or not, whether you have to wear one or not, or if you still want to. I know some people are gonna. I just said I'm gonna in some situations. Do I want to be the reason that you get it? It's not my fault. At this juncture, we went from doctors and for the first responders, the elderly, all those. We went down the line. People are underlining things. Boo, 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 boo. We've moved down the line. Okay, anybody can get it now. Okay, boo, boo, boo. Now children 12 and up can get it. Okay. In a month, at least in this country, the only ones that should not be vaccinated are children under 12. And I'm pretty sure after that, in a while, they'll come up with a vaccine. Because 2 months ago, they didn't have one for the children. 12. They are now do. So, in a couple months, they might have one for children. But those should be the only individuals that do not have. If you're 50 years old and you're walking around and don't have a what the fuck is your fucking problem? And I don't want to be, like I said, friends of mine. And I talk to them the way I am talking right now. What the fuck are you fucking waiting for? So I gotta fucking wear a mask because you're too fucking busy to go get a shot? Ain't nobody that busy. The president had time to go get one. Sorry, 2. I'm spitting all over my mic. She probably got COVID on it. But that being said, I'm glad. Because through this whole thing, it's not bothered me. Except for wearing the mask. Everything, and the toilet paper thing at first. That someday we're going to find out what the fuck triggered the whole, at the beginning of this, the toilet paper thing. The hand sanitizer and the disinfectant, I get. The toilet paper, I still do not understand why that was a thing. But through the whole thing, the biggest pain in the ass for me was wearing that mask. I can't breathe in it. I have respiratory problems and allergies. And most of the time, this thing is closed up anyway, so I have to breathe through this. And if you're ever wearing a mask trying to breathe through your mouth,